Coming up next, I'll tell you what you need to do to stand out to employers and 3 reasons why you should check out our new partnership with Bethel Tech. And your calls. And it all starts right now. I'm coming to you live from our Ramsey Solutions studios in Nashville, and you are joining a conversation about who you are, what you were created to do, where you want to do it, and how you can get there. It's all about your purpose and your pursuit of the dream job. And the dream is, it's not a myth. It's not incredibly impossible to figure out. It's quite simple. We're going to teach you that process. We're going to show you that you do, in fact, have the answers to the big question. What should I do with my life? There are multiple ways you can do that. And so we're going to help you understand your 3 gifts: talent, what you do best; passion, work you love to do; and then mission, the results of your work that you really want to create, that make your soul come on fire. And once you realize those 3 gifts and how they work together, you use what you do best, talent, to do work you love, passion, to produce results that matter to you, mission, well, then it points to your sweet spot. And there are multiple jobs and career paths in the marketplace that will allow you to be fulfilled. And this is what everybody longs to do. Nobody wants to be miserable on Mondays. Nobody wants to just work hundreds of thousands of hours in their life and have nothing to show for it. Nobody wants that. But I can tell you, no matter where you are, what you've done, how old you are, the dream is still there. 844-747-2577 is the phone number. That's how you can jump in. You're one phone call away from clarity, which will give you the confidence to step out and the courage to stay on the path. 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577. Nearly 9 in 10 hiring managers say employees need to refresh their skills to stay competitive. This is from Yahoo. Got to keep adding, keep honing skills. Recent research done by staffing company Express Employment Professionals finds that 86% of hiring managers said employees must learn new skills or refresh old ones in order to get opportunities to advance. Also, 86% of hiring decision makers said it is critical for companies to reskill or to train their current workforce. In addition, 83% of hiring managers believe that their companies can save more money by reskilling current employees. Now, the reason I wanted to share those other 2 pieces of data is that I don't want you to just hear the message, well, it's all on me to refresh or to reskill or to add skills. It's not all on you, because those same people who say you need to reskill or add skills are also saying companies need to be providing this. And I think you're going to see a dramatic shift. I think some of the positives that will come out of the COVID pandemic is that companies are realizing, hey, we're going to have to be agile, and we as a company cannot be agile if our people aren't agile. And we've got to train for the unknown. So I think this is a really good thing for you, the worker. And so the reason I point this out is it is not a negative. It is not going to be a bad mark on you if you say, hey, would you be willing to pay for these additional skills that I believe I need? Do you think I need them, A? And B, would the company be willing to refund me or fund the skill set that I need? Because this is no longer this outline idea. An October survey found that 62% of companies plan to refill vacancies caused by the pandemic in the next 6 months. That is fantastic news for the labor market. We're already now in the 6s from the latest unemployment report, and with 62% of companies saying they're going to refill these vacancies in the next 6 months, this is a good time for you to step back in. And so don't wait is the point. Start reskilling, if you will. That's the refreshing or adding new skills right now. Don't wait. One of the recommendations that came from this research study, that came from these hiring managers, was make sure that on your resume You are emphasizing your skill set. Don't rank yourself, they said, meaning don't score yourself, but emphasize your skill set. And can I tell you that we have a whole section on the Ken Coleman Show resume, which is one of our 3 Get Hired guides. Our resume guide is free, which comes with a template, and our resume looks really, really different than everybody else's resume, and that's why it's standing out. It's why hundreds of thousands have downloaded it and are using it. We still get emails day in and day out, social media comments day in and day out. Ken, your resume guide helped me get hired. In fact, I think we have a testimony in our Momentum Monday segment coming up a little bit later in the program saying just that. So being very specific on your resume as to what skills you have is really, really important. Again, we have a section in our template that does that. We'll draw the eyes right to it. 844-747-2577 is the number. 844-747-2577. Let's get to the phones, and we're going to go to, help me out here. Is that Lehigh, Utah? Okay, we're going to go to, is it Area? All right, we're going to try this. Let's go to Area in Lehigh, Utah. Is that how I say your name?
It's Aria, actually.
I knew it was one or the other, and I just picked the wrong 50% of the deal. Aria. Okay, very good. How can I help you today?
I've gotten it a lot. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I would love your help kind of knowing what to do with my career or a potential career down the line. I'm a stay-at-home mom currently, and I do have a bachelor's degree in vocal performance. And I'm about 4 or 5 years till my kids are all in school, and I'd like to be able to step into a profession when they are in school full time. And I kind of have this 4 to 5 years where I don't really know what I want to do, but I want to be preparing, either saving financially to go get a master's or just setting myself up to.
Yeah. Well, let me applaud you. I love that you're ahead of this. I mean, you've got 4 or 5 years, so I think this is going to be a really exciting transition for you because you've got time. It's not something you're trying to pull off in the next 6 months. So I want you to really free your mind right now to not put all this pressure on yourself to figure out what it is. I think I would like to see if we can figure it out on this phone call, at least give you some clues and some direction. But to have 4 to 5 years to plan for full-time reentry, that's a wonderful head start. So I applaud you for that. So the question is do you really not have any idea at all, or do you have some ideas, but you're not quite sure how best to get there? What best describes you?
Well, I think part of my problem is that I got this degree in music, and I don't want to pursue a career in music any longer. And I just kind of found out that my personality doesn't really fit, and my passions didn't lie there. Even though I feel like I had a talent, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
But I'm considering maybe nursing or an MBA. I really like customer relations and customer service, and I like to be on my feet. I don't think I could sit at a desk.
Yeah.
And so those are kind of the things I'm thinking. And there's also kind of this financial perspective of I want to cash flow school, and so I've got 4 to 5 years to kind of save for that too.
Yeah.
But I don't want to throw my money away like I kind of feel like I did with the bachelor's, and maybe I didn't.
You won't.
Tell me.
No, you didn't. You didn't throw your money away, because whether the degree is in economics or communications or music, the fact of the matter is you have a bachelor's degree, which is still, for a lot of companies, I think it's increasingly becoming less relevant, but it's still very relevant. And what we have to figure out is do we need a degree furthering education in order to just simply get a ticket to the dance? So for instance, if nursing is it, well, then the bachelor's degree in music isn't going to help. So you would have to go to nursing school. We know that, right? So medical, lawyer, physicist. I mean, I'm just giving them some examples there. But what's interesting to me is that you threw out nursing and then customer service. And I see a total thread there. I see a bridge. I see a theme. Do you know what the theme is between those two things? Can you see it?
No, tell me.
You're a caretaker.
Right.
Caregiver. You choose the phrase. Do you see that? You are good at caring for others. Yes or no?
I like to think so.
Yeah. Okay. And And you enjoy giving care to others, yes or no?
Yes, I do.
So you have the talent of caregiving, or let me put it this way, you have the talent of service. And you love the work of caregiving. How does that square to you? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think so.
Come on now. That's twice you said, I think so. I need confident, Aria. I need confident. If I went and interviewed everybody that knows you, would they say that you have the talent of serving others, the gift of compassion and empathy?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to be confident, but yes, yeah.
That's why I'm not asking you what you think. I'm asking you what others would tell me.
Right.
And they would. They'd say, yeah, she has the talent, the gift of compassion, the gift of empathy, understanding how others feel and then acting on it. She's kind and thinks of others. And so when you look at that, you go, okay, there's the theme. The theme is that you have the gift of serving others, you're good at it, and you love taking care of others. So whether it be customer service, a customer who bought something really important to them that was for a family member and it came in and it's broken or it's wrong or they've lost it or whatever, they lost their luggage and they just got in for their sister's wedding, they're freaking out and they get you on the phone, you dive into that tension. You want to solve that problem. You want to solve people problems, correct?
Right. Correct.
Yeah. See, that freaks some people out. For you, you go, oh, I want to be that kind soul that understands them and then acts on it. See, empathy is understanding other people's plights. Compassion is acting to relieve it. Do you think that you're high on both of those talents?
I do.
Okay. So which would you rather do?
How does that translate to making money and bringing in,
very simple,
helping my family have a financial future? Very
simple. Do you think there's lots of jobs in the world of taking care of customers, whether it be high end, they're buying cars? If you could go to a luxury car company and luxury homes, things of that nature, and they're always going to have somebody who is taking care of people. And then you've got your standard customer service departments like we have here at Ramsey Solutions. We call it Ramsey Care. And people call in all the time, and we need kind, empathetic, compassionate, good listeners, people that are helping people with issues. And so you can make a nice living. It just depends on how much money you want to make. But as far as identifying what you want to do, I'm trying to show you the theme between those two, because now I want you coming off this phone call going, I want to be doing work that is with people and for people, because I think you're more in the people side of things. You're good with people and you like working with people, but what you love doing is that caring, because that's what the theme is. So I'm just helping you see beyond nursing, beyond customer care. But those are two themes. So the question becomes, do you want to be more in the medicine side, or do you want to be just in dealing with people? Because it could be a form of sales. It could be sales associate. It could be in so many different companies, in so many different roles where you are the customer-facing person. And that's a nice gig. You can make good money. So what do you want to do most? Which of those two? And again, there might be a third or fourth choice later, but just on the surface, what appeals most to you? Is it dealing with people's physical health problems, or is it just, really when you think about a customer that's not happy, it's an emotional problem at the moment, right?
Right.
So what fires you up?
I never really thought about, because I'm a manager at a food place, and that's one of my favorite things about the job is fixing problems when they happen.
There you go.
And so I like that part, but I worry about the customer service part that would be draining for me. Just because I think like the mental or the emotional and the physical, I think would be more rewarding for me in the long term.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Like I know I don't have a talent for sales, and so that's what my conflict is.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't say a sales role. What I meant is you've got companies that have big time sales, and then there's always a customer service person that's involved there. So again, you're getting some clues here that you feel like that might be draining. But what's interesting, you're in food service right now, and that's your favorite thing, is dealing with an unhappy customer. So I don't know that it would be that draining. I think I think that statement's a conflict. Because if you want to deal with, there's a hair in my food, this is so unprofessional, rah, 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 that doesn't freak you out. You dive into that, yes or no?
Yeah, I like the opportunity to keep a customer around and make sure they had a positive experience. So I do kind of thrive on that problem solving.
Yeah, I just told you that earlier. I said you love solving people problems.
Right.
You just need me to be your mirror. I'm shining a mirror back at you. You're actually wrong when you said you think the customer service work would be draining. I don't think that. I think it's a challenge for you. Draining for me, absolutely. Challenge for you, you're like, I'm in. I want that person to go from angry, confused, frustrated, discouraged to, oh, all right, wow, to grateful, to excited, to hopeful.
So maybe you could expand my perspective. I worry that in a customer service mindset that I wouldn't be in a higher end, bringing in a salary type of position. It would be it seems to me
No. Do you think customer service teams? Do you think customer service teams have leaders?
Right.
You didn't answer my question. Of course they do. So you may get into a customer service position, and maybe you start right now part-time while the kids, maybe you do 10, 15 hours a week, and you're doing it from home, and it's for an online, retailer or whatever, and you're doing customer service and you get really good at it. You build up some experience, and 4 or 5 years from now, you move into a management role where you are dealing with the customer, but you're training others on how to do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can make good money. You need to do some more research. I think you've got in your mind that this is like a lower level, I can't move up the ladder, and I just don't think that's true.
Okay.
Yeah. You're thinking too hard. And I think you've identified what you want to do. And I think you need to look at all the different places you could do it and then see what does advancement look like. So get some research there. Let's go to Bakersfield, California next. Eric is on the line there. Eric, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hello, Ken. Big fan. Been watching Dave Ramsey since 2017 when I was unemployed. And I think I was doing Uber and Lyft, and I was saying better than I deserve. So,
oh, that's cool. Thank you.
And I'm focused, not finished.
There you go. You got all the phrases, man.
There you go. So, I'm currently doing a full-time role in behavioral health. I'm an aide. And so essentially, I decided to do real estate way back when, and COVID happened, but I still found the energy to get that completed, and I did. Unfortunately, the first brokerage I went with, it didn't really go as well as I had hoped. And so I'm kind of in my own headspace wondering if maybe real estate wasn't the thing. But again, I'm probably getting ahead of myself. I'm probably catastrophizing it. But I'm just curious how I go about in a COVID, lockdown situation where we really can't meet. Because I know if it was open, I can just go to a convention, talk to some people, because I feel like to find the right brokerage, I have to really interview them. But I wanted to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question you're limited by COVID, and I can't give you any tips. I can't. Your governors, your mayors out there in California, it's just I got to be honest with you, man. If you saw what our life is like in Tennessee, I think it'd blow your mind. I really do. We have people come here all the time from California and other states out there. And when they interact in our building and they see the way we're living life, it just blows their mind. So I wish I had some tips there. All I have is encouragement to hang on. I got to believe at some point the leaders of California are going to allow you to move back to some sense of normalcy. But we're coming into the wintertime. COVID cases are spiking. And so I just don't know what to tell you, brother. But I would say that I don't think that the lack of being able to meet in person should slow you down. I mean, you can do Zoom, you can do FaceTime, you can do those things as far as meeting and interviewing essentially people that you would like to eventually sign up with. They're looking for sharp, hungry people to be a part of their brokerage. And so I don't know why you would be limited in connecting. In person, I get it, but not via Zoom, right? Isn't that pretty much a normal thing in California?
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of thinking along the lines. I decided just to take a pause because I was making a lot of changes, changing phone carriers, all kinds of stuff. And I wanted to make sure to wrap that up before I went through. I was thinking maybe starting it up beginning of next year, but then that part of my brain that says you shouldn't really leave time on the table. You should really use it to the max. So I guess, I don't know, I thought about maybe reaching out to my local realtors board and saying, hey, look, I need to know who is a brokerage out here, because I think what I'm looking for is very specific. I don't know if being part of a real estate team may be the go-to, but I've always done better in teams.
Yeah.
I just, when it happens organically, I've had it happen a couple of times where someone I work with that we're hourly, it's 8 to 5, and then we text after 5:30, again, respectfully so, like, hey, I forgot about this thing. It's just that mindset that we're going to resolve what's going on, and I think that's what I'm looking for. I've always said that one of the greatest business relationships is the NFL quarterback and the NFL coach, where they almost have to be, for lack of a better term, almost married to each other, because they have to understand what they're doing so the quarterback knows what to do when he's out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, everything I'm hearing, look, you just got to go find it. And I think the more conversations you have, I think you're going to find that. I don't think that's going to be this needle in a haystack. I don't. But I think it's you getting busy. And I do think there's a little bit of analysis paralysis. Do you think that's true?
I think that's absolutely true. And I know myself well enough to know that, hey, maybe I'm going down this road.
Yeah, don't think it. You're thinking too much instead of stop thinking, start doing. And that just simply means stop thinking about all the nuances and, man, where would this person be? And it's just all in your head, as opposed to almost writing out a list of these are the things that I want to hear. These are the things that I want to know. And I've turned those into questions, and I'm going to start connecting. And at some point, you're just going to have to dive in and say, I've got to make this decision to go all in. And you won't look back. You got to burn the ships. That kind of comes from the great, I believe it was Mexican explorer Cortez. It's like, once we've committed that we're going on this expedition, and then we see an island and we pull the ships up and we dock. The idea is once we get out of the ship, we're settling this place. There's no going back, no matter what comes at us on the shore. And I think that's where you've got to get to is, do you want to do it? And if the answer is yes, you say, do I believe I can do it? And the answer needs to be yes. Because if it's no, then we go, okay, we can pivot. We can figure what else is in my sweet spot, or this isn't in my sweet spot for this reason here. But if you've done the work and you know that you've got the talent, you know that you've got the passion, and you know it's on mission, burn the ships and don't look back. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm going to have to steal that line from you. I love that imagery.
I don't mind. Yeah, well, listen, it's not mine. I mean, it's been around forever. I'm reminding you of it, but I don't mind if you steal the line, but more importantly, I want you to do what I'm telling you to do and commit and go for it. By the way, I was writing this down earlier, Joe. I was creating some thoughts for social media. So for those of you who follow me on Instagram at Ken Coleman, by the way, if you don't, you need to, because we got some great content over there. But you're going to get a preview of this because this is coming on my Instagram page soon, because I wrote this down before the show. And I can't remember exactly how I wrote it, so I'm going to paraphrase it. But it was basically this. I have always seen a string of coincidences that come after commitment, whether it be in my life or other people's lives. When I see commitment in my life, I commit to do something. I commit to believe something. When I see other people commit to do something or commit to believe something about themselves, it's odd how the coincidences follow commitment. And for you youngsters out there, my tongue is firmly planted in my cheek. And tongue in cheek means I'm being a little bit facetious and sarcastic there. Those aren't coincidences, but they seem that way, right? I commit to eating better. Coincidentally, I run into somebody who's had a meal plan that radically changed their life and they share it with me. Or I've committed to exercising. Just got an invite to exercise with a group of people. I commit to listen to my spouse better, love my spouse better, serve my spouse more. Opportunity arises to step in and do that. I commit to making connections with people. I commit to using Ken Coleman's proximity principle, which says in order to do what I want to do, I've got to be around people that are doing it and in places where it's happening. I commit to put myself out there. I commit to keep showing up. And opportunities just pop in front of me. Folks, those aren't coincidences. It is your commitment to see behavior change, to see a change in your future. And then you begin to see opportunities to make those behavior changes, to make a better future. It's interesting. Chew on that a little bit. 844-747-2577, 844-747-2577. All right, tell you what I want to do, Joe. Before we get to the chat room, I want to do a little Momentum Monday because we got some great. So let's do it. Let's roll it out. All right, Momentum Monday is where we share notes from you, the people, whether it be social media or email. Ask at kencoleman.com if you want to send your Momentum update. Doesn't need to be momentous in the sense of big and giant. It just needs to be progress. We call that momentum. The first email came in from Summer. She said, hey, Ken, I began listening to you about a month ago, and it just clicked. Why do I have to make a bigger shovel out of jobs I don't love and want to do long term? Now, she's a Dave Ramsey fan, and that bigger shovel means making more money. The more money you make, the faster you can get out of debt and save your emergency fund and invest and so forth and so on. So making more money is the idea of the bigger shovel. She says, but why do I have to make a bigger shovel out of jobs I don't love and want to do long term? I found a connection, got educated in the field I wanted to be in, made a kick-butt resume and cover letter, and got my dream job yesterday, all within a month. Dream job, 1 month. That doesn't happen very often, but it happens. And their income going to go up $25,000. That's awesome. Kenneth writes in, or Ken actually, he says, I called you back in May of last year. You said you heard doubt in my voice, and you were right. I'm still in the manufacturing job that I was in back then, but now I'm walking daily to become a pastor. That's awesome. I love that. Way to go, Ken. Faith writes in, I called you back in April, and I was feeling led to explore training and counseling to help people get unstuck, have better relationships with themselves, and realize what God had for them. In May, I started a biblical counseling program and have just completed the in-class requirements. The cost of the program was a whopping $200 plus books. I figured this was a low-risk first step just to see if this was something I really wanted to do. As of today, I am more convinced that counseling is the right path for me. I should be finished with the independent study by the end of the year and have plans to start counseling at my church in early 2021. And then Nick H. on Instagram said, hey, Ken, your advice and your resume template helped me land a great new job. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Summer. Thank you, Ken. And thank you, Faith, for sharing your story. If you'd like to share your momentum, we do it every Monday, and we just want to encourage others. We read those little nuggets because we want people that are watching and listening to the program to just get that little nudge of, hey, Faith did it. Hey, Summer did it. Hey, Ken did it. Whoever it is. And so send your momentum update to me on Instagram at Ken Coleman, or you can email us, ask@kencoleman.com. All right, let's go to the chat room. By the way, you can engage in the chat room here on YouTube, just right there next to the video window. Also, while you're watching the program, if it means a lot to you, we're growing like crazy. So give us a thumbs up right there below the window, subscribe, and share. All right, Digital User. I love that. That was not a creative name at all. It was very functional. I like that username. Digital User. That's very functional. You know what I mean? Like, I like to say creative names when we get the funny ones, Nathan. This one, I want to call out because it's just so straightforward. I like that. As a high D on the disc profile, I like that. Somebody said, like, put in a username. It's like, oh, geez, Digital User. And it clicked. It worked. It was great. What trade jobs would you suggest that pay well and don't require a degree? Oh, my gosh. Get out the list of the great trades. But I'm not going to suggest a trade to you, Digital User, because I don't know what you're talented at. You know, but let's say that you love solving problems and you're very mechanical. You could get into the HVAC world. I mean, that pays very, very well because, you know, when somebody's got an AC problem in the South in July, believe me, we're paying premium. You show up at the door of my house in July and the AC's done, my wife's happier to see you than she'll ever be to see me. And she loves me. But in that moment, she's like, oh, thank God. Digital User's here. All right, so then you got welding, you've got electrician, you've got carpentry. All these trades pay very, very well. And more importantly than the hourly pay is the fact that there is a wonderful chance that you could take that trade once you get really good at it and build relationships, that you could start your own business and be doing the trade, but owning a business and hiring others and providing jobs and answering to no one but yourself. So when you look at the trades, this comes back to my sweet spot exercise. What are your top talents? And then what kind of work do you love to do? What results of your work really matter? That's why I talk about this. It's stage one of get clear. You got to know what you do best, what work you love to do, and the results of your work that matter. Then you apply that over the list of trades. There's your answer. This is a good one. Breaking bread. Breaking Bread for you Breaking Bad fans. This is probably a Breaking Bad fan, don't you think? And they say, well, we'll just do Breaking Bread. Or maybe this person just likes to eat with other people. That's good as well. I am the sole employee. Here's the answer. I am the sole employee of my bread bakery, and I am ready to hire someone. How do I figure out that my company is a sweet spot for potential candidates? Okay, yeah, it's not your company. It's that the position you need to hire. So because you're not on the phone with me to ask questions, what I want you to do is write out the job description of that person. This is what you need them to do, because you're at a point where you've been the chief everything officer, and so now you need some help. So before you create that list, I want you to make your own list and say, these are the things that only I need to be doing. I'm the founder. I created all of this. And these are the things that only I need to do. So it might be, I need to be the one still making the bread. And I'll need to hire somebody to take care of the numbers and the orders and all that. So maybe you hire a detail person, somebody who's kind of like a half accountant, half administrative assistant, or whatever. So you got to say, okay, these are the things that I'm going to do and only I'm going to do. Then this is the list of the things that you need somebody else to do. Now we've got ourselves a job description. And let's just play this out. Let's just say that the job description is all about details. Well, trust me, there are a lot of people in this world who love details and checklists. They get energy out of it. It makes me want to just jump in traffic. You show me a bunch of details that I got to do all day long, I'm not happy. There are a lot of people who love that. So again, clear on the job description, and then there are plenty of people who love that kind of work. And then that person determines, oh, this is the kind of work I'm looking for. Now, all you have to do is determine, is the job and is it a match? Are they stepping into their sweet spot by your assessment? So don't overthink this. 844-747-2577. Okay, folks, last week we announced a major partnership with Bethel Tech. And we're looking for more of these type of partners. I wanted somebody, we've been looking for somebody who can train you, the people, in a short amount of time for a very reasonable cost, low cost compared to the traditional 4-year degree. Just to give you an idea, a 4-year degree in computer science can cost you $180,000. Ooh, I have to swallow hard every time I say that. That's an insane amount of money. 4 years, $180,000, or less than $16,000, 9 months. That's Bethel Tech. And as you're going to hear me talk to their CEO, Ryan Collins, today, I brought him into the studio because I wanted to be able to ask him questions that I know you would ask. And so the reality is do you need experience? He's going to address that. Is it affordable? Yeah, I just addressed that. And is it flexible? Yes, it's all online. So the last part in our 5-part series of why I'm so excited, I wanted you to hear directly from the CEO of why I'm so excited about those of you who want to make a transition into technology, or you want to add some additional skills to your plate to make yourself more valuable. And by the way, if you want to do technology work, you can go to any industry in the world, because every industry, every organization has got technology jobs. And I'm thrilled to partner with Bethel Tech. Watch my conversation with Ryan Collins. All right, Ryan, I love the fact that you all at Bethel Tech are really focusing on helping people get started. We've been talking about how you help them get qualified, how you help them get connected, but actually getting that role is huge. That is a game changer. It isn't just a great 9-month program. You're helping walk people right to the door of opportunity. Explain how you do that and then why it has been so effective.
Yeah, 85% of our students are getting jobs within 90 days of graduation, and 80% of our students are graduating on time. So those are amazing numbers for a ground program, but especially for an online program like ours. And I think what it boils down to is high touch, high support. So whenever you go through our program, you have an instructor, you have a coding mentor that meets with you once a week and goes over code reviews. We're a Christian-based coding boot camp, so you have a pastor that's with you from day one. You have a mentor, a faith mentor, we call him a spiritual mentor that's with you. So we are able to help you not just on like learning a new language, but also just kind of helping the whole person as well. And then what's really amazing too is that you have a career services manager from day one, and she is equipping you and empowering you not just to build a good resume, but also how to like approach, how do you approach a hiring manager? Like, what's the best way to reach out to them? And what we are seeing is that students are so empowered, and they're coming from a place of honor to these organizations. And I'll give you an example of that, which is I think it encapsulates everything that I just mentioned to you. We had a student, she's in Seattle. She was very introverted. And she had fear of public speaking and just almost social anxiety disorder. She goes through our program. She realizes that, kind of who she is. She really just kind of gets fully actualized in our program, not just from learning a skill. She's a data scientist, but also just who she was. And she realized that, when we talk about culture of honor, when she's sitting with a hiring manager and her bringing her best self to that person is actually honoring them. Before our program, she was so afraid of driving, she didn't even have her driver's license. Midway through our program, she gets her driver's license, and then 2 weeks after she graduates, she gets a job at Seattle Children's Hospital. What's so fascinating about that is in her application for us, she said, I want to use the skills I learned at Bethel Tech to eradicate diseases in the healthcare industry. Wow. And so when she got her offer letter from the CEO, he said, welcome to a team that's committed to eradicating pediatric disease once and for all. And so it's so cool. Our students are so mission driven, and we have a support team that really just helps you fully actualize that mission. Yeah,
I love it. And that's what I love about Bethel Tech, because I'm teaching callers every day. Use what you do best to do the work you love to produce results that matter. Well, here's the thing that you've been teaching me. Every company's a technology company. Yeah. So those results that matter to you, trust me, there's a technology position connected to those results. And that's what I love about Bethel Tech. You're really preparing people to go wherever they want to go, anywhere in the world, and produce results that matter to them through technology. So good. We've got a special offer for folks that listen to the show. Tell them about it and where to get it.
Yeah, you can go to betheltech.net/Ken Coleman, and we have a $500 tuition reduction for anybody who comes to this channel. So maybe that's you, maybe that's your son or daughter, maybe that's a family friend or family member or a friend. We just love to talk to you, learn more about your personal and professional goals, and lock arms with you to help you along that journey.
Folks, please take him up on the special offer. At least do what I'm telling you to do and call. Go to the website, betheltech.net/Ken Coleman, and talk to somebody. Get the answers that you need. You're 9 months away from being able to produce the results that matter deeply to you. Go right now. All right, there it is. The rest of my conversation, we split that up into 5 pieces because we want to just bang this drum for those of you that want to move into technology, or you got some kids who are gifted in technology and that's the direction they want to go, and you're trying to weigh 4-year school and how much it's going to cost. This is such a wonderful, wonderful partnership. And go talk to them. And by the way, you get a $500 discount on your tuition if you call and mention the Ken Coleman Show. You can go to the website, betheltech.net. Now, I got to say this because we had some of you going, I can't find it. It's not betheltech.com. It's betheltech.net. But go check it out and talk to them, get an idea of what it looks like. And you can, again, the last several days of the Ken Coleman Show, we actually walked through just about every piece you needed to watch and see. So feel free to go back and check on that as well. Again, $500 off. And I'm so excited about this. These folks are really good at what they do. 85% placement rate. They walk through this with you, try to help you get prepared to be placed, and then they help place you. You're not doing this all on your own. So really, they take all the intimidation out. and all of the lack of clarity, and it's just so good. So check it out again, betheltech.net/Ken Coleman to learn more and to get started. By the way, Joe, the stories we're going to get out of this, I know, are going to be really awesome, and I just can't wait. I'm really, really excited about it. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me today. But before I let you go, you matter. And you do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.